Welcome to Blending the Family, the podcast. Topics can range from dads hitting rock bottom, daughters watching their parents divorce, or even what is a good wine for couples to have while talking about finances. Here's your host, whose favorite wine is red and free. Cheap, Tommy Maloney.
Thank you, voice guy. My thoughts and prayers are to you. And not going to talk about that. But anyway, hey, it's 2018. It's almost over. I'm going to grab some tea. Actually, it's not tea. It's hot water. With a little bit of lemon on it. My wife, Ann, read an article that it's really good for you to drink hot water. Anyway. Oh, my gosh. Hey, welcome to Blending the Family, the podcast. I am your host, Tommy Maloney. Welcome to 2018. I am so sorry. I know it's been a while. I think it was Regina. Yes, that's how they pronounce it. Regina, Canada was the last time I did one. I am so sorry. Anyway, I'm going to let you peek behind the curtain. I already have guests lined up for 2019. And they're already recorded. It's going to be a great year, 2019. So I apologize for the gaps in 2018 as far as recording. I took a look back of 2018, and I really love doing this. My only concern was, am I providing value to you when I don't have guests? So I'm going to make a very serious, conscious effort to bring more guests in. Hence, I've already recorded guests. I just have one more to find to do, in the whole month of January is booked. Done. Game over, man. How the heck are you? If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I am the host again, Tommy Maloney. I'm a certified parenting coach. I am a professional speaker, TEDx speaker. I do this podcast thing. Unfortunately, I still have a day job, but that's okay. That's okay. What else? I have 2 bonus daughters. I have a son. We have a dog named Duke, who is costing us more and more money each and every week to keep him going, and he's doing great. He's been he's had his ups and downs, and more importantly, he's having trouble getting up and staying down. So anyway, we love Duke. So happy he's doing well. My wife Ann is concerned that he's going to pass away like right around Christmas, and I hope not. For her sake, for the girl's sake, because they've had Duke since he was a puppy. He'll be 16 on March. I can't remember specifically. In March of 2019, if I want to say he's going to make it. I want to say it. I want to believe it. I don't know. Anyway, I want to keep this short. I just want to say to those of you listening to this podcast for the past couple of years on and off, thank you. I am so grateful. You're going to hear that theme throughout 2019 with the guests I've already talked to, I've already interviewed. We talked a lot about gratitude. So I am very, very, as I pounding my chest, grateful for you. Scott C., I love you, brother. Thank you so much for emailing, texting me, mostly texting me about podcasts. And when I was at that dreaded day job and you'd be walking around listening to the podcast, I greatly appreciate it. The other Scott, Mr. Scott M., I owe you so much for just being a great dad, being a great bonus dad, awesome, kick-ass hockey coach that you are. I know Connor is so grateful that you're one of his coaches, so thank you for that. Dad, you're awesome. You're awesome. And I am so deeply grateful that you support me and you'll call me out on things, and I just, so thank you. I know my mom doesn't listen. This is too much technology for her, which cracks me up, but I love you, Mom. I'm grateful to have, I have great parents. To my wife, Ann, who also doesn't listen to this podcast, thank you. Yeah, I'm just excited that the podcast is doing well. I know I can do better. And again, I wanted to have guests, but it's just so hard when you travel 100% to try and coordinate time for guests. I'm playing around with one of our previous guests, Johnny Nomad, who has, I don't have my phone with me. I think it's called Couples Corner. If you go on Anchor, which is another podcast platform on Anchor, you know what? I'll put in the show notes. I'll put in Johnny and his wife. Her nickname is called Lovely. We're trying to schedule for me to be on their podcast, them to come on our podcast, and very soon. Tried to record today, but Lovely is apparently sick. I don't know what's going on. My wife, Ann, is sick as well, but she had to go to work. I'm on vacation, so... Lemon water. Love it. So there we go. 2018, I know I could have done better for you, and 2019 will be. One of the things I am going to work my darndest to bring back, we'll do Parenting Tip Tuesday. We're going to bring that back. Part of the issue I've had is when I started this new job, I got a new phone. And my phone was dying at the time. So I decided to join the dark side. And both my work phone, personal phone, are Apple, are iPhones. And because of that, and some other glitch on my laptop, I can't get into my Blending the Family emails right now at this recording. So hopefully before January I'll get this fixed. But I can't get into my emails, therefore I can't get the password for my Instagram because I use the Blending the Family email for Instagram, and I can't get on Instagram right now. You might already be aware I'm not on Facebook. I deleted that account. So for 2019, what you're going to see primarily for Blending the Family and Tommy Maloney will be Twitter at Blending Family. Same thing with Instagram and LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, I am known as The Tommy Maloney. The Tommy Maloney. And that's where you'll find me moving forward. If something comes up new on social media, I'll try it maybe. I'm really curious about, I think it's called TikTok. I'm really curious about that. What else for 2019? What I'm looking at is more video content. So I'll let you know ahead of time that the guests that I've already recorded, we recorded them. I use Google Hangout because they're part of YouTube. So Google bought YouTube. Yeah, Google bought YouTube. So you'll see my ugly mug on the newest guests. And I'll give you a heads up. I don't know if I should say. I'll say it. Amy Lyle. Amy Lyle. I didn't make that one private. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, you'll be able to see that interview with Amy Lyle, which will actually be coming out on December, I want to say 30th. Because we're going to talk about failures, failing, how you do it successfully. Why can't I get to my calendar? There we go. I'm sorry. January 28th. Is this January I'm looking at? I'm looking at my work phone. December 28th. Is that what I said? December 28th, Amy Lyle, who's been on the show before, and I'm so honored that she said, well, I did have a good time the first time. Well, actually, she was on there twice. I had to re-record that interview, and oh, God, I'm so stupid. Stupid, as one of my good friends, Jeff, would say. Anywho. So Amy Lyle will be the last podcast guest of 2018. 2019, like I said, I already have guests lined up, and I'm going to just keep churning and burning for 2019. My goal is to not have a dreaded day job, just like my good friend Johnny Nomad. We are working on some projects together. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Johnny just got a new job, And so we're going to hopefully once again take a leap of faith and jump off a cliff, just like in Thelma and Louise. We're gonna take the world by storm. 2019, look the fuck out. Yeah, I said it. Look the fuck out. All right. How much time? It's 10 minutes. I think I've talked too much. Please do me a favor. Please do, and I don't say this enough, but please, however you get these podcasts, please leave ratings and reviews. Please, please, please. I'm not too concerned about, and I had this conversation. I'm really blessed that one of my mentors, one of my good, dearest friends, Denise, reached out and wanted some podcast coaching help. And one of the things I said, don't be concerned about, especially if you're listening to this podcast going, this sucks, you're an idiot, I can do better. Great, go for it. And I'll say it, if you need help, let me know. Don't get hung up. I know the major podcasts. Actually, Johnny has a sponsor now, Flipboard. I love Flipboard, by the way. It's one of the first apps I look at in the morning. I'm really bad about looking at that. But Johnny, Flipboard does sponsor he and Lovely's podcast on Anchor. So very excited about that. Denise reached out to me, wanted help on building a podcast. So I'm like, this is so cool that people look at me. Actually, one of the guests for 2019 reached out to me through LinkedIn and said, when I went on LinkedIn and put in podcast influencers, yours was the top. And I'm like, I told him, I said, I'm calling bullshit. But anyway, I guess cool. But I'm not concerned about getting sponsorship. All I want is to make sure I am producing really good quality, if I could speak, really good quality episodes every time. They're not always going to be home runs like this one. However, there's going to be more content. Definitely going to try at least 3 podcasts a week for 2019. I mean it. So again, we'll do maybe a Monday motivation recap of the weekend. Tuesday, Parenting Tip Tuesday, going to bring that back, along with Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter. And then Fridays will be guest day. Okay, there you go. If you had, I mentioned this, and I'll mention this with the Amy Lyle interview. If 2018 was a crappy year, and you think that 2019, I get a clean slate and start over, it's not always the case, okay? Same thing, if 2018 was a kick-ass year for you, that's great. I'm happy for you. But just remember, just because it's a new year doesn't mean shit, because you still have to pay your bills. You still have to go to a job. You still have, maybe you're in a bad relationship. However, like I was saying, maybe 2018 you're in love and you want 2019 to continue that love, and you're in a great job and you want to excel at that job. Keep doing it. If your life is going great, keep going. Produce that energy and just strive and break down that wall, whatever other cliches I can come up with, and just keep doing it. If you think 2019 is a clean slate, you know what? You have to change your life. Only you can make that decision, okay? I always remember Zig Ziglar talking about, just because he's a motivational speaker doesn't mean that everybody's going to still be motivated. It's up to you to decide that, okay? Awesome. All right, I've spoken way longer than I wanted to, and I'm sorry about that. And I got to get dinner ready. Tonight, the wife and I are going to start wrapping Christmas presents. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, belated, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus for the rest of us. If you don't believe in Holy Spirit, a God, whatever, then for you on Christmas Day, enjoy doing your laundry. As Terry Crews one day is going to be my BFF, always says, and I truly believe this, and I mean it from the soul of my heels, your success is my success. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for going to whatever podcast way you receive this. And now, by the power vested in me, you're going to go there. And you're going to leave a rating and review, 5-star rating, and you're going to say this is the greatest podcast you've ever listened to when we're talking about parenting issues, dad issues, divorce issues. Tommy Maloney is the greatest ever. Peace out. I love you, and I mean it.
Thank you for listening to Blending the Family. Don't worry, we know he's not funny. That's Tommy.